asked a lot. You've talked a lot about Patrick's leadership, but I'm curious how you've seen that maybe evolve from his first year as a starting quarterback, particularly in moments like this. I'm just wondering if after losses, if you see him being quicker to challenge rather than encourage.
Yeah, well, I mean, he always challenges, but he always encourages. I think he's pretty consistent that way. And sometimes after a loss in this league, you've got to be. So those things happen, and you work through it, and you bear down and just make sure you keep the details right. And that's what he's all about. So
let's go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Coach, we've had about 5 weeks now with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and I was just curious as to how you've seen his development going, and same thing for the personnel staff, the guys you speak with on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, he's done I think a very nice job, both catching the ball and running the ball. So, and I think every snap is a good thing to put under his belt and to learn from. So I've been very happy with how he's performing, and he'll do nothing but get better. That's a great thing there. So, and I'm not going to speak for those guys, but I think they're, I think they're pretty happy about it.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Andy, just wanted to do a couple things. Wanted to gauge the Chiefs' interest level in Le'Veon Bell now that he's a free agent, number one. And number two, is Sammy Watkins a candidate for IR, or do you guys anticipate that he doesn't necessarily have to miss 3 games?
Yeah, I know Brett's working through all that. I don't with Sammy, I don't know. I don't think that's what it is. So I think we're just going to let him heal up and take it from there. But and then who Bell was the other one. You have to ask that, being a Michigan State guy. I know it's Veach does all that. I tell him if something happens, let me know, and then we roll. So
go next to Dave Scretta. Go ahead, Dave.
Andy, this is the second former assistant of yours you're going to face this year, and you actually have 5 of them across the league. Do you ever stop and look at your coaching tree, and is there something that's different or unique or challenging about facing somebody that knows you so well?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would tell you, I'm proud of those guys and the job they do. I mean, Sean is tremendous. He's got a couple of guys on his staff that were with us too in Philadelphia, and I think he's done a great job up there. So I'm proud of him and the job that he's done, and Leslie Frazier and so on. So that the guys, excuse me, it's different, but I think once the kickoff happens, you're into play mode. So I mean, you don't think too much of it at that particular time.
Go next to Surin Petro. Go ahead, Surin.
Brad, I'll have a follow-up just real quick on this. But, Coach, just as a matter, I kind of think I know where this is going to go. But in McDermott's press conference today, he kind of told a story about how his time ended with Philadelphia and you letting him go and saying that this is the best thing for you. I know, those things are close to the vest, but is there anything you could add to that story? It was a very interesting story to hear him kind of tell how his time ended. Do you have anything you'd add to how that happened?
Well, I'm probably not going to go into that, but I would tell you that he's a great coach, and he always has been. So it was just one of those things, and it's worked out great for him. So that's most important, I think, and he's going to have a long career as a head football coach.
Okay. And then bouncing back after a loss, especially this is kind of a unique one. You guys had won 13 in a row. It's not something you're used to. Is there anything you do differently? Is there something that, you approach, after a loss that you tweak to get guys focused, or is it just business as usual?
Well, first, you don't ever want to get used to it. So that's a part of it. But we've been fortunate to win enough games there to where we haven't had to deal with that much. But the primary focus is getting better at those things. Learn from the things that took place Monday, and let's make sure that we correct those. I mean, that's what's real. And then go get yourself ready to play a good Buffalo team and to travel and so on. And all our energy and time should be spent on those couple things there. So learning from your mistakes, and then jump in and exhaust yourself on learning about Buffalo.
Like we've got 3 more hands up. We'll go Herbie, Karen, and Breland. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Coach. Good afternoon. Specific to Osamelli with the torn tendons, how much do you anticipate season-ending surgery on him and injured reserve?
Yeah, they're working all that out with the doctors and just making sure that they evaluate it and what he can do and can't do from here. And I mean, it's a process, right? Not doesn't happen very often where somebody has 2 injuries at the same time like that. So, well, they'll just nothing's been decided yet, so they're working through all that.